Chicago, a stunning loss, 19-10. The Raiders lost at Kansas City, 27-24. Sebastian Janikowski kicks off to Chris Cole, and here we go from Oakland, bobbling it at the goal line. It's Cole, brought down by Clarence Love. And Sharon Pearson, a 20-yard return to the 20-yard line. Jake Plummer is the NFL's fifth-rated quarterback, and since his return from injury has thrown 4 touchdowns and 1 pick. The left tackle Ephraim Salah, but Blake Brockermeyer will see time there as well. And they need more from their talented young wide receiver Ashley Lilly, who has caught just 12 passes over the last 5 games. The 20, 1st and 10, base 43 defense for the Raiders. And Plummer goes right to work. The Portis to his hands, dropped incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Now for the Raider defense coming in. Number 29 in the NFL, Lorenzo Bromell, was signed off the street a couple weeks ago. Starts today at end. He's played with the Dolphins and Vikings. The leader is middle linebacker, make it outside linebacker, Eric Barton. And injuries in the secondary. 4 changes. Rookie quarterback Asamoah makes his first start at safety, replacing the veteran Rod Woodson. 2nd down and 10 from the Denver 20-yard line. It's Clinton Portis, who slips as he tries to cut, and down he goes. Todd Coleman taps him. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 10.
We've already seen sort of a little theme that's going to go on the rest of this day, Kevin. 1, ball handling. Not only the kickoff, but the first pass on the Portis. Bobbled, dropped, sloppy conditions. You're not used to sloppy conditions. The ball's wet. It's a little bit cooler here. The surface is slippery. This game's going to be all about poise and ball control and ball maintenance.
They are calling Denver for 2 on the field in the huddle, and they'll march him back to the 15-yard line. There's Mike Shanahan, who is in his 9th season with the Broncos, who has been battling a cold and the flu this week.
Not to mention being 6-5.
Yes, which is not as bad as having a cold.
Other than that, Mike, how's your week?
5 in the secondary for the Raiders. A lineup with 4 on the line. 5 receivers for Jake Plummer. 3rd and 15. And here comes Bromell, and there goes the pass. It's maybe scooped in by Rod Smith, and they call it a catch. A first down to the 35. It's a gain of 20 on 3rd and 15.
And you see the value of a Jake Plummer and what he adds to this offense is his ability to get out and make things happen. And for me, his ability to go to his left and make things happen really make him special. That ball is caught by Rod Smith. The arms are under the ball, and it's all set up by Jake Plummer's ability to get out of that pocket and buy some extra time.
McCaffrey along with Smith are the receivers. 1st and 10. That's drone in motion. Portis getting the call and brought down by the rookie Tyler Brayton. No gain. 2nd down and 10.
Well, we've seen the Denver Broncos so far go left, 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 and left, and a lot of it has to do with the rookie Tyler Brayton lining up there at the right defensive end for the Raiders. He alternates between he and Akbar Bajabiamila, and teams go after the young guys. Not only do they go after the young guys, is when they do run away, they're looking for that young player's discipline. So they're going to test you coming at you, then test your discipline when you run away and try to set you up on a reverse.
Lilly, Smith, and McCaffrey the wideout. 2nd down 10. Portis in the backfield from the Bronco 35. Harris is offsides as Portis got the call and grinds his way for a couple yards, and the stop came from Harris, but looked like he jumped at that outside position.
That's one of the things the Raiders are doing defensively. Their coordinator Chuck Bresnahan said, we like to be able to get Harris out of the middle at Mike, put him at Sam, enables us to bring him.
Offside, number 58, defense, 5 yards, repeat 2nd down.
So Harris picks it up, and there is Chuck Bresnahan, who is also the defensive coordinator under former coach John Gruden.
I mean, he's kind of a defensive Chucky too.
Yeah,
you know, Chucky was a
very good
nickname John Gruden, and he's a Gruden kind of a coach. Very demonstrative, and he has that kind of defense. I think if you had one thing to say about this Raider team, despite the injuries, they're playing right now with a lot of guts.
2nd down 5 from the 40. Brayton again is there as he devours Portis. A loss of 2, back to the 38.
And Tyler Brayton, the young defensive end, like I said, people run at you and they're going to test you, but he handles Carswell extremely well. And not letting people get that hook, getting that edge on you, is what the rookie from Colorado has been concentrating a lot on.
Says Trace Armstrong has really helped develop him as a player.
In a lot of ways. On the field, off the field. Even goes to the veteran for a little financial advice, but the football advice right now is something you can use a lot more on the field.
5 in the secondary, 3rd down 7, 38-yard line of Denver. Plummer slips and down he goes. Charles Woodson crashing through, touching him, giving the sack. And the Broncos have got a punt with the loss of 7, back to the 1.
And finally, the Raiders get a little something out of a defensive back blitz. Woodson's going to come in this way. Watch him come in underneath. That is an excellent blitz called by Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator, and good execution. Wait until the last second by Woodson.
Mike Inor to punt, and Philip Buchanan is deep back. And about the 24-yard line for Buchanan, hit by Keith Burns and spun down 33-yard line after a 46-yard punt and an 11-yard return. Over the last 2 games.
That's been the story of their offense, has been running the ball. And there's Rod Woodson on injured reserve. One of the true older warriors with this Raider team, just couldn't stay on the field any longer.
It's at the Raider 34. Meyer under center. Barrett Robbins. It's 1st and 10 with Crockett in the backfield and in motion. Tyrone Wheatley hit by Sykes and brought down 36-yard line and a gain of 2. Now the Denver defense, number 2 in the NFL, are lined with Trevor Price, the Pro Bowler, and 2 sacks a week ago against the Chicago Bears. Middle linebacker Al Wilson leads the Broncos in tackles, but is battling a neck injury, not 100%. And Kelly Herndon is one of 2 undrafted cornerbacks that start for Denver. 2nd down 7 from the 37 of the Raiders. Wheatley again.
Hey, throw up!
Onto by Nick Ferguson on a gain of 4. He's to the 41. And we welcome you to the Coliseum here in Oakland. A rainy day, 55 degrees. Broncos at 6-5. Raiders at 3-8. Oakland has punted on their first possession. This is the Raider possession today. 3rd and 3 at the Oakland 41. 5 in the secondary for the Broncos. Charlie Garner gets the pitch. First time he's carried the ball today. And out of bounds. Forced by Lenny Walls. And close to first down. Let's see where they're going to mark him. At the 42. It looks like a couple yards shy, and they're going to have to punt. And there you can look at the landscape of the NFL in the opening games.
Based in the running game, we're going to see a lot of running, not that much passing, and we will see a lot of turnovers.
Here is the number 1 punter in the NFL, Shane Leckler, and he knifes this ball toward Deltha O'Neal. Fair caught back at the 12-yard line, a 47-yard boot by the best in the business, Shane Leckler, with no score.
Raider Nation, baby. Welcome to Hometown, baby.
These teams have already played Monday night in September. Broncos crushing the Raiders. This is the 2nd possession for Denver today. 12-yard line after the punt, 1st and 10. And off to Portis, brought down by Brayton, sliding near the 15-yard line. And on the play, it is a gain of a couple yards. Uh-oh, I'm standing up here, aren't I? With Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, as we're doing a little dance. And that's what these 2 teams are trying to do against each other today.
Well, the great thing about the AFC West is they have the really living, breathing, official rivalries. They really don't like each other. That's what the thing's about for the Raiders. The Raiders want to ruin the Broncos' seasons. For the Broncos, you know what this is about? I've got to win the next 4 out of 5 minimum. I get to that 10-win level.
Slipping again is Portis on 2nd and 7. Chris Cooper was the first to get a hand on him, and he slides his way for an extra defensive back has been put in by the Raiders. McCaffrey is a receiver for the Broncos with Lallee and Smith slot. Portis in the backfield, 3rd and 3 from the 20 of the Broncos. The fake and bootlegging is Plummer, chased by Brayton. diving to the 20-yard line, 2 yards shy of a first down, and they've got a punt.
Remember I told you about that testing the rookie and how you run at him, then you go away from him, and you see how his discipline is? Look how disciplined Brayton is. He doesn't over-pursue. He runs up the field. He cuts off Rod Smith on his route. That's who Jake Plum wanted to go to. That was a veteran play by Brayton.
And a sack for Brayton, too. The second sack turned in by the Raider defense. Mike Orr, the punt, and it's blocked. It's blocked by O.J. Santiago.
Out of the end zone.
It is a safety. O.J. Santiago with the block. He blocked a punt against Denver earlier. He's done it again against the Broncos. That's the second block of Denver punter Mike Orr this season.
And the kicking game and special teams went a long way towards contributing last week to the Denver Broncos' abysmal loss to Chicago. Just right in the center. Watch the pressure come right up the middle. 83, Santiago. He almost overruns him. He's so clear. He smothers that ball.
It's 2-0 the Raiders. Now the free kick by Mike Orr. And Buchanan from the 22-yard line for the Raiders, who just got a safety on a block punt, and Sykes, along with Rutledge, bring down Buchanan, a 17-yard return. Timeout. Bill Callahan's second season as the Raider coach, took him to a Super Bowl last year. It's 1st and 10, 37-yard line. Wheatley gobbled up by Sykes. Gain of 2, and he's up to the 40-yard line. A block punt moments ago by the Raiders out of the end zone. A safety and 2.
2 looks here. Watch O.J. Santiago come from this direction. Almost overruns Mike Orr. See how far in he got there? In fact, he gets in there so far. His hands are out in front, but look at what he blocks it with. He blocks it with his right knee. Blocks that ball out of bounds.
That's penetration.
And you saw that 5 blocks by Mike Orr. That tells you something about a slow setup for a kicker.
2nd down, 8. Crockett in the backfield with Hetherington. It's Zach Crockett, brought down by Donnie Sprague, who played at nearby Stanford. A gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
And anytime you get a former Bay Area player or any player that gets to go home, that means 2 things: a little extra motivation and a little less money in your pocket at the end of the week. Family, they want tickets, and friends want tickets, and Donnie Sprague said it cost him about 30 of them today.
5 in the secondary, 3rd and 6. Raider 42. Garner in the backfield. Portis the 3rd receiver. Rick Meyer running up, has got a first down. Sliding by midfield and picks up 8, scrambling on 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that was just good awareness by Rick Meyer in the pocket, knowing where he had to go. Not only the opening that forms here, but watch the coverage drop back into his zone coverage and leave that whole Raider helmet pretty much empty in the middle. See, there's nobody around the Raider helmet in the middle. Rick Meyer sees that opening and just runs up through it.
Raiders haven't passed the ball yet. 50-yard line, 1st and 10. Fake to Wheatley, and it's Meyer. First pass caught by Tim Brown. Caught by Kelly Herndon. Out of bounds at the Denver 28. It's a catch and run of 22 yards. And now Tim Brown has caught a pass in 167 consecutive games.
Yeah, we talked to Kanoy Kennedy yesterday, and he says, you know, back in the day, you worried about Tim Brown and Jerry Rice running away from you and getting behind you, but not anymore. Well, comments like that make you wonder then, how come they're always open on crossing patterns? Because older guys that have slowed down only really have hooks and crossing patterns to run, but somehow these 2 guys keep getting open.
Ball's touching the 28, 1st and 10. Zach Crockett gets the call. Slipped as he tried to cut, and he's just touched by Reggie Hayward. No gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And follow the playoff race with our exclusive projected seeds, brackets, and all the playoff scenarios. The last weekend in November is the time when you really start to think of the postseason.
That's when the tough teams start rising to the top. Those are the teams I like. I think Baltimore is a team you better keep a real close eye on.
Garner in the backfield, 2nd and 10. Bronco 28 outside out of the reach of Rice. Well and back is Meyer threw almost an uncatchable pass. It'll be 3rd and 10.
It was out of the reach of Rice, but it was almost in the reach of Lenny Walls, number 635 at corner. One who's going to be able to exploit it and be at one place now for a little while. He's played very well the last 3 weeks leading this offense.
Bronco 28, 3rd down and 10, and 6 in the secondary, and a drop ball to Garner. Coverage by Donnie Spragan. And so now it is 4th down. And looks like they're going to bring out Sebastian Janikowski and try for 3.
Well, here's Jerry Rice, top of the screen, working against Lenny Walls. Good inside move. He's open. See, that's the stuff that drives receivers nuts, because most receivers say they're open. When Jerry Rice says he's open, he's usually right.
46-yard try by Sebastian Janikowski. Snap will come from Adam True. Held by the punter, Shane Licker. And this has got the distance, and through the rain of the Bay Area, puts 3 more on the board for the Oakland Raiders.
Kevin, that's what helps. When you're a little heavier kicker, you have ballast. That plant leg doesn't move.
Right. Plant. Good point.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if we try to wear that mask and eat. See, there's what I was talking about. I'm not trying to say he's kind of a chubby guy, but Janikowski's got good ballast. He's got a big legs, big lower body. He plants on the ground, and his foot doesn't move.
And here comes Janikowski's kickoff after his 46-yard field goal. Chris Cole at the 4-yard line for Denver. Finds a seam, and from behind he is brought down by Sharon Pearson, who was just signed a couple weeks ago. A 31-yard return. And Thursday on Survivor, episodes left. Critics say this is the most surprising season yet. And now, with the fight to make the Final Four, immunity is crucial. Survivor returns all new on its regular night Thursday, 8/7 Central here on CBS. Down 5-0 are the Denver Broncos. A safety after a block punt and a field goal, and they've got it 1st and 10. Good beginning position at their 35. And Plummer right to work on 1st down and throws, and it's caught by McCaffrey working on Buchanan. 50-yard line, gain of 15 yards, and a Bronco 1st down.
Well, if you're a Bronco fan, you're watching this game right now going, finally, we got some Ed McCaffrey. What a great addition back into this offense he'll be if he can run now. He told us this week that was the first week he's practiced and actually been able to run patterns in practice. Had about a 25% tear in his quadricep tendon, quadricep muscle in his thigh, and is just now getting to where he can run.
Broncos have gone to 2 tight ends. Smith, their lone wide receiver. 1st down. Drones in motion. Portis in the backfield. 1st down and 10 handoff. And Portis grabbed by Barton, and he is ahead for 5 to the 45.
There's a lot of ingredients as to what's happens with this Denver football team, but number one has been they were planning on Jake Plummer for the whole season. Planning on Jake Plummer being really the big difference maker, and with his injury and what happened, you see the results they got as far as winning out of the backup quarterbacks. You're 1-3. Jake was 5-2, probably a game he should have won there against Kansas City. Same deal with the Raiders.
2 tight ends, base 43 defense for the Raiders. 1st down, they get 2nd down and 5, and they go outside to Drones, who makes the catch at about the 40-yard line, hit by Harris and knocked out of bounds and close to a 1st down. Let's see where they spot it.
Did you see Shannon Sharp? Now, somebody there ran a route a little bit wrong. I'm not going to say they were wrong. Maybe they were just incorrect, because Shannon Sharp was right in the exact same area. In fact, he almost tipped that ball so that Drones couldn't even catch it. You don't design plays with a tight end about 10 feet away from your fullback. See, watch, here's what I'm talking about. See, there's Shannon Sharp. He's trying to get that ball and tip it.
They got Lee and Smith as receivers. 39, 1st and 10. The flag is thrown, and Portis the call, and a tackle made by Barton after a gain of 4 to the Raider 35.
Yeah, that was inside Coleman, 57. reacting to that bark of Jake Plummer, which he's got one of those. He can draw people off.
Bears were victims of it a couple times last week.
Offside, number 57, defense, 5 yards, still first.
You talk about, famous quarterbacks, and Bill Callahan has got a team that's susceptible to being called offsides there by quarterbacks with the number of penalties they have. But John Elway was great at that. Montana was great at that. Dan Marino back in the studio at the NFL Today was great at that. And it's something that Jake Plummer's picked up over the years and really gotten excellent.
1st and 5, Raider 34. Drones in the backfield now in motion. It's a handoff to Portis. Rams his way into Coleman, and Tyler Brayton just brings him down hard with no gain at the 34-yard line. 7 carries and 11 yards for Clinton Portis today.
And so far, young Tyler Brayton has done things correctly. Early on, I mentioned they're going to go at you, they're going to test you. They've gone at him, and they haven't gotten much. Tyler Brayton makes a play, doesn't let Caldwell hook him here, makes another play. We all saw that play. He didn't react too far down. Was able to get Clinton Portis, was able to cover Rod Smith and not let Jake Plummer throw to him on that one pass earlier also.
2nd and 5, Raider 34, 2 tight ends. Portis grabbed by Johnson, Tim Johnson, gain of 3 to the 31.
This is the pace. This is the kind of offense, in my opinion, Denver should be the most comfortable with. It's got that running rhythm. It's got that very aggressive nature. You've got a line that dances well together. Not the behemoths of the Raiders that are just going to, earth move you out of there. This is a very good offensive line. You run the ball well, and you got one of the fastest backs in the NFL, Clinton Portis.
3rd and 2, Raider 31. Papers in the backfield with Portis, who gets the call, banged his way into Cooper, brought down by Coleman. And he's just inside the 30, but not enough for a first down. A gain of about a yard, and now 4th down. And we'll see where the spot is, but the ball is basically inside the 30. But he's got to get to the 29.
Well, you've got plenty of time on the play clock. If you decide you want to kick into the other end zone, the quarter will end before you actually have to hit the ball. But I don't see any real advantage. You look at the flags on the goalpost. There is no win, but Mike Shanahan's going to let his team walk to the other side, and we are going to kick this in the other direction.
A safety and a field goal, and the Raiders on top 5-0 over the Denver Broncos at the end of 1. And we start the 2nd quarter with the Denver Broncos going 4th down and 1. 30-yard line of Oakland. Portis and Jones in the backfield. Clinton Portis hit by Coleman, then gets the first down as he dug his way to the 28 on a gain of 2.
I really like that decision by Mike Shanahan. 4th and short. You've got a kicker like Elam. He's got a little bit of a leg twinge, so he doesn't have the range he would normally have. You've got a good offensive line. And look at the lower body strength of Portis. Once that first contact is made by Coleman, he just keeps right on driving well past that first down sign.
Good looking drive so far. 8th play of the drive coming up. About 5 minutes on the clock. Romello's on the defensive line with Coleman, Cooper, and Brayton. Timeout. Tremendous job head coach Marvin Lewis is doing in Cincinnati. It's on NFL.com or NFL on AOL. It is a first down after the timeout. 28-yard line. 2 wide receivers. Carswell is the tight end around to Lee. Smelled out by Harris. Brought down by Philip Buchanan. A loss to the 32 and a loss of 4.
Well, I've talked about it earlier, Kevin. You run at somebody like Tyler Brayton, you go the other way and you test them. What are they doing backside? Here's backside. There's Harris. There's Brayton. They're not overbiting, and they're just sitting at home waiting for the lead. Harris is on the outside. There comes Brayton flying over the pile. Excellent defense.
32-yard line. 2nd down 14. Dorsett is in with Shaw and Moa and Woodson in the secondary. Shaw is at the corner for Buchanan. 2nd and 14. Right through the hands of Barton and incomplete downfield for Lee. It'll be 3rd down.
Football teams develop personalities, and Denver's personality is they strike early and they score a lot in the first quarter. They've outscored their opponents by 42 points in the first quarter. This game, they don't even score. Now they're driving in, and Barton almost gets himself an interception.
Now they'll 6 in the secondary for the Oakland Raiders. 1 linebacker and 4 defensive linemen. It is 3rd and 14 from the Raider 32.
Keep an eye on McCaffrey in the right slot.
5 receivers deployed. Here comes Plummer's got to get to the 18. Plummer on the move and pushed out of bounds. Barton and Charles Woodson in a late shot in the flag. 8-yard gain when he needed 6 more. 14 all told, but a flag on the side.
It's going to be a late hit. Jake Plummer was almost out of the white when he was hit there.
Wow. Is he the only quarterback like he is?
Unnecessary roughness. Late hit out of bounds. Number 50, defense. Half the distance to the goal. It's an automatic down.
I mean, I can't think of another quarterback in the league like Plummer.
Well, I can. Steve McNair and
but he didn't run as much anymore.
Donovan McNabb, and well, they don't run that much because they've got all their weapons around him. Jake Plummer doesn't have all his weapons around him. The receiving core, to me, is the biggest deficiency on this football team.
Well, Chuck Bresnahan says there aren't many like him.
Well, there aren't. There really aren't.
Remember, Gannon used to run a lot here too early on, then stopped doing it last couple of years. 1st and 10 at the 12. Portis and Jones in the backfield. 2 tight ends, including Shannon Sharp. That's Smith on the move, and Plummer under Nalen. The fake and some play action with the bootleg. And Plummer chased by Coleman, throws and caught by Jones, who's hit by Shaw and caught by Johnson and takes it to the 6 on a gain of 5. Flag is down.
Flag thrown. Chad Brown, our umpire, right in the middle, and he does nothing but concentrate on the lineman, and we're going to get an illegal receiver downfield.
That guy's big enough to be the real NFL player, Chad Brown with Seattle. He's a big
clip. Not bad, but Leftis is downfield when he does it, and Chad Brown, the umpire, caught him.
17 of the Raiders. 1st and 15, 6 defensive backs. Plummer caught by McCaffrey, slanting at the 9. Touched by Love, gain of 9. They'll mark him at the 8. You thought he wasn't touched, but he was indeed down at the 8-yard line.
That's the thing about being down. You don't exactly have to nail somebody. Just look for any contact. Brush on a leg, brush by a hand. Down, touch.
By Barton.
Eric Barton puts both hands in the middle of his back.
I like his perseverance, though.
That's what happens when you haven't played much.
That's right.
You're Ed McCaffrey and you had a chance to make too many plays. You make plays after you had a chance to make a play. You're already down and you're trying to make another one.
2nd down and 6. 12th play of the drive.
And if you have a Shannon Sharp who is dinged, you know, he's playing with separated rib cartilage. He's shooting that up before the game so he can play. But you've got McCaffrey. You've got Smith. You've got Lele. You've got big physical wide receivers. So you can still run. That leaves more field for Clinton Portis to run in.
1 tight end is Sharp. They've got McCaffrey, Smith, and Lele with Portis in the backfield and Plummer under Nalen. And the handoff to Portis. Following the block of Neal to the 3 and very close to a 1st down on a grinding gain of 5.
Well, the Salam there is the closest at 295, but they're technically sound and they're excellent drive blockers in these situations.
3rd and a long 1. Long drive, 2 from the 3. The fake. They've got Sharp wide open for a touchdown from Plummer of 4 yards. And Denver's on top for the first time today.
For those of you that like these so-called, and I'm not a big fan of the term, but the West Coast offense, and Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator for the Raiders, isn't a big fan of the West Coast offense, but I saw Jerry Rice and 49er receivers do this for the last 3 decades. You start in motion, you come back the other way, your guy's coming, he gets lost in traffic, and it's an easy touchdown.
Playing with a rib cartilage separation, the veteran Shannon Sharp, and the extra point is up and in by Elam. Gets the catch. He is number 1 all time among NFL tight ends in receptions, yards, and now touchdowns. That's his 8th touchdown of the season.
And he's Jake's new best friend.
Down reception. Broncos on top for the first time, 7-5. And Mike Orr will kick it off for Denver. Deep back, Doug Gabriel at about the 14, the end around, and it goes to Alvis Whitted, who is brought down by Rutledge.
A little slip there.
Yes.
Kind of brings to mind with Thanksgiving last Thursday, the way he slipped with his legs like that. Want a wishbone? Make a wish.
Jack London Square here in Oakland with Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan. Touchdown pass to Sharp moments ago. The kickoff takes the Raiders to the 22. And Whitley on 1st and 10. Corkscrews free. And on the fly and chased by Spencer. And hit by Walls and out of bounds at the 36. A 36-yard gallop, a season long, and a first down for the Raiders.
There's Tyrone Whitley taking advantage of the Denver defense and the poor tackling inside. Missed tackle, good, powerful, strong running. Kanoy Kennedy kind of goes to try to pull his flag off, and his flag doesn't come off, so I guess he doesn't go down. That's something that's just absolutely rampant in this league, is bad technique and execution in tackling.
Porter's on the move from the 36. Zach Crockett 1st and 10. Runs into the teeth of that defense. Price was there along with Sprague, a gain of about 2.
Now here's the theory. Terrence Shaw, and there's Sharp. Now watch him go in motion. Now watch Shaw having to come back through all those linebackers. As soon as he saw Shaw go in motion, he knew he had a matchup with Shannon Sharp in man, and Jake Plummer saw him get caught up and had an easy pass to his tight end.
Raiders have scored on a safety and a 46-yard field goal. Broncos scored last time they had it. 8.5-minute drive. The big Wheatley run, 2nd down and 8 from the Denver 34. Brown in motion. Rick Meyer, great time. He'll run. He's got to get to the 26. Checked by Herndon, breaks that tackle. Gets by Al Wilson, runs out of bounds near the 30-yard line. A gain of 3. Let's take you to New York in Jim Nance.
All right. Andy.
That 10-1 record, Jim, thank you very much. The best record in the NFL right now. And the Chiefs have never been 11-1.
And Priest Holmes widens his lead over almost every other team in the NFL in touchdown runs.
3rd down, short 5, Bronco 31, empty backfield, Rice in motion, looking for his secondary receiver. He's hit by Sprague. Downfield looking for Porter, covered by Walls and Kanoy Kennedy, incomplete pass.
Yeah, so far no catches for Jerry Porter, and that may have been the first pass they've even thrown in Jerry Porter's direction, but he's not the same Jerry Porter. You know, the Jerry Porter that Rick Meyer is playing with is not the same Jerry Porter that Gannon played with last year. He had the double hernia surgery. He doesn't have the quickness. He doesn't have the speed and the pop in the way he runs his routes.
Well, we can see that Sebastian Janikowski has a 48-yard field goal ahead of him, which means he's about 65% good from this range. He's already booted one today, and he nails that. That could have gone about 65.
It didn't for lack of leg. You've got to get pressure inside, because a kick like that's coming out like a low bullet, and that's exactly what that was.
Oakland Raiders are back on top of the Denver Broncos by 1. And they've got Reuben Drones, the fullback. After the Janikowski 48-yard field goal, the ensuing kickoff, and from the 8-yard line comes Reuben Drones. Still on his feet, and finally Sharon Pearson brings him down near the 40-yard line. It's a 32-yard return. Well, a great night of television. CBS Monday. 3 receivers. But Sharp, a tight end, will be wide atop your screen. They've got Smith and McCaffrey low. Plummer 5 of 7 throwing, first and near the 40, and he dumps it off. Dropped by Portis, incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
It was a nice job by the Raiders defense, sort of ignoring the window dressing. You talked about Sharp being spread on the top of the screen and wide receivers at the bottom of the screen, and the Raiders defense did a very nice job of saying yeah, and just keeping an eye on Clinton Portis. You know, because if you're them, you're going to say, I'm keeping track of Portis. I'm worried about this running game of Denver. Number 1, I'm not worried about Shannon Sharp if he tries to play wide receiver. At this point, Shannon Sharp will not beat you deep.
2nd down and 10 for the 6-5 Denver Broncos at their own 40. Here comes Clinton Portis. A block by Ben Hamilton and by Sharp. The gain is up to the 46. 46, and he kind of ran out of real estate and picks up 6 yards on the play. Asumawa, the rookie from Cal, was there.
And that's a nice addition, too. If you're going to get Shannon Sharpe out there at wide receiver, and you get to use him as a blocker. You know, in that case, he was out there working against Philip Cannon. He's got the injections in his ribs, so he's able to get up there and get the hands in, drive, shadow, hold. That is excellent technique because that holding is going on inside the frame of the body.
5 in the secondary. 3rd and 4 from the Bronco 46. Here's Plummer outside, bobbled and dropped by Sharpe, covered on the play by Napoleon Harris. That is the 4th dropped Denver pass today. Plummer frustratingly goes to the sideline, and the Broncos have got to punt the ball.
Well, you hear quarters when it starts wearing off.
So they got a punt. This is the 3rd punt today. He's
already stop play.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a first. It's going to be a first down for the Denver Broncos.
No team has been penalized more or had more penalty yards called against them than the Oakland Raiders. How about this for a break for Denver?
Encroachment, number 83, defense, 5 yards. By measurement, that's a first down.
It's O.J. Santiago, who you remember blocked the punt back in the first quarter, which rolled in the end zone for a safety.
Now the Raiders are going crazy, saying they were drawn up. Watch just above the center. See the head bob up and down. There's no real overt movement there by the inside of the line until after Santiago comes across. That's just bad concentration. You're in there that close to the center. All you have to look at is the ball. If the ball doesn't move, stay still. Hard concept, huh?
Hape is at the bottom of your screen. The other receiver, Lee and Smith. First down and 10. Handoff to Portis. Finds a hole and busting through. He's brought down by Harris and also by Bromell. A 16-yard burst to the 33 of the Raiders.
You know, something that happens to a defense, you get the ghost look coming this way by this offense. Portis comes this way. It freezes these linebackers. They're thinking ghost reverse. Excellent job by Nalen getting out there and getting a good turn block. And Clinton Portis is so quick. He's past the linebackers in a blink if they hesitate at all because of ghost reverse.
Base defense. Tight end is Carswell. Drones in motion. 1st and 10, 33. And it's Portis again with the tackle by Napoleon Harris to the 29, 28-yard line and a gain of 5.
You know, you talk about getting yards in huge chunks, and huge chunks also applies right now to the job the Denver offense is doing with the ball. But hey, they had all kinds of stats last week too, and they lost 19-10 to Chicago. If you don't finish things off and you don't execute, stats are superfluous.
Shaw has taken the place of Buchanan, a 4-3-4 defensive look. It is 2nd down, long 5 from the 28 of Oakland, and Clinton Portis with a good block from Lepsis and a block from Carswell, and that opens the door and a first down. Dorsett the tackle. It's a gain of 11 to the 17-yard line.
When you're playing defense against this offense, you're thinking cut black. You're thinking I can't over pursue. But what this offense adds now with Portis that they do is a little bit different even from the old days with Terrell Davis. They'll start onside and they'll stay onside. And that speed, when you hesitate, buys you that onside burst of Clinton Portis.
Buchanan stays out. Shaw at the corner. It is a first down. 2 tight ends. Hape and Carswell. 17-yard line of the Raiders. Clinton Portis, mammoth hole. Closed quickly. Asamoah makes the grab at about the 13-yard line. Call it a gain of 3.
Yeah, mission accomplished. Back behind you, and then you're running danger of getting a quick score knocked right in you here by this offense. So.
Salam and Brockermeyer have been switching every series at left tackle.
Well, the most significant thing about that is it hasn't hurt him.
A timeout upcoming, the 8th play of the drive. They've had 4 straight Clinton Portis runs. They've got it 2nd down and 7. But Sharpe is not in right now.
Well, that last play where he fell on the ground and really slammed right into his side, I think really affected him. But as far as Denver on this play, if it feels good, do it. And right now, Clinton Portis feels good for the Broncos. Keep doing it.
Hape and Carswell, the tight ends. Drone is in motion out of the backfield. Fake to Portis, end around, the running back around to Drones, who breaks a tackle from Asamoah, and up there set, and dives down near the 1-yard line. First down. It's a gain of 12. It was Drones who went in motion, came back the other way, and it's 1st and goal for the Denver Broncos.
Remember, backside discipline. What are these guys doing? Do they over pursue on the backside? Watch the Raider defenders. They bite so hard on Clinton Portis. They concentrate so much on Portis. You saw it on Thanksgiving. Phil Simms did a great job talking about Ricky Williams, how Dallas was overreacting to Ricky Williams. Exactly the same thing on Clinton Portis.
Sharp is in, 3 tight ends, 1st and goal. Portis burrowing his touchdown, Denver Broncos.
That was a dominant job by the left side of that offensive line. Blake Brockermeyer was in the game, number 71 at left tackle. Watch Sharp, watch Brockermeyer on the left side. Drive. Brockermeyer knocks Harris on the ground and decides to get a little piece of Dorsett too. That was almost too easy for Mike Shanahan's running back.
Another long drive by Shanahan, 4:24. We just had our 3rd lead change, and the extra point is in by Jason Elam. Clinton Portis with his 6th touchdown of the season. Broncos their biggest lead today on the season.
And the Raiders have given up more yardage at home than any other team in the NFL, and they're keeping up their 2003 tradition so far in this one, giving up some nice chunks to the Denver offense.
Here's the kickoff by Mike Knorr. It is a squib, which will be vacuumed in by Doug Gabriel. Flag is thrown, and Gabriel brought down by Brandon. Sam Brandon, 11-yard return, and maybe a clip on the play, huh?
Maybe.
You saw.
Gee, you think?
You saw a clip, huh?
Ron Blum, our referee, who's a golf professional in his other life at Sonoma National Golf Club here in the Bay Area, was looking right at, just sitting there watching the returner and staring right at the guy who promptly pushed him in the back.
Illegal block in the back. Number 58 for the return team. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
You know, sometimes you can commit a foul in front of God and country, but not in front of the ref.
Nope. They'll get you every time on a special Tuesday. So the play pushes them back outside their 3, shy of their 4. 1st down and 10. Wheatley and Crockett in the backfield, and Rick Meyer in the end zone looking for anyone. Chased by Reggie Hayward. Caught by Teo Johnson. Grabbed by Jay-Sean Sykes at the 20-yard gain. Good play by Meyer.
Oh, absolutely. He had that look, kind of like that Austin Powers. You know, hey, somebody throw me a bone here. Yeah, he's getting good protection. He's looking for a receiver to react to him. And finally, he gets the receiver to react to him, Teo Johnson, who reacts excellently coming back on the scramble drill. And it was very good patience that Rick Meyer showed there, much like Rich Gannon shows when he's running this offense.
Garner in the backfield, 1st and 10, 24-yard line, and Meyer looping it down the side, and it's caught by Rice, but out of bounds. Out of bounds. But what a catch nonetheless by Jerry Rice, who has not caught a pass today.
That was a snare. Oh, Andrew Jones in Atlanta playing center field doesn't make any catch over his shoulder and look any better than that. And that is hard. Only one foot on the ground, and possession doesn't happen until there when both feet are actually out of bounds.
So incomplete. Garner remains in the backfield. 2nd down and 10, 24-yard line of the Raiders. Charlie Garner. He finds a hole. Works his way. Nick Ferguson brings him down. Stopped by Walls and by Kenoy Kennedy, gain of 9. Well, Rick Meyer is in a place here in Oakland where he's been now for a couple years, and he said that he and his wife were driving in their neighborhood the other day with their 2 young children, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. And so, you know, we finally feel like we're at home, because he has been a nomad in the NFL.
Since he left Seattle, any place that doesn't have a moving van in front of it probably feels like home.
There's his wife, Stephanie, and they're the 2 young boys, and a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and the 3-year-old looks like he's a little tired. They've got another one on the way, in fact, in a couple months. The third child for the Myers, who live down in the San Diego area in the offseason.
And down at Rancho Santa Fe, as you see, the Raiders are just a freckle short there. And the young boys, I mean, we talked about it too, because my oldest daughter, Kelly, was about his oldest son's age, about 5 years old. when I was still playing, and she vividly remembers the experience. And Morrison, the 5-year-old, will be able to recall that when he gets older. Now, if you're 2 or 3, you're more into the peanuts and the Cokes and the hot dogs and everything else. You remember the food and the fact that you got to sit where it wasn't raining.
Right. And that's the big deal. We said he lived in the San Diego area. Those fires came within about 10 miles of his hometown. 3rd and inches. Hetherington and Crockett in the backfield. 4 on the line for the Denver Broncos. Santiago is on the move from the 33 of the Raiders. Zach Crockett sledgehammers his way for a first down. Brought down by Kenoy Kennedy up to the 38-yard line, gain of 5.
Well, you got a Raider line that is wide. I mean, that's their MO. They are just wide. And if I'm a Raider fan and I see this play, you know what I say? I got the offensive line. I've got Wheatley, but I've got Zach Crockett, the best short yardage runner in this league. Where in the heck has that been?
Timeout taken by Oakland. Touchdown run by Clinton Portis. Couple field goals by Janikowski after the 5-yard run by Crockett to get a first down in a Raider timeout. 1st and 10, caught by Jerry Porter. He's to the Bronco 40-yard line. Kelly Herndon can't bring him down, and finally he does. And from the 40-yard line all the way to the 24.
Hold on, we got a spot back here, Kevin.
Got Chad Brown.
Right where Chad Brown and our side judge reluctantly and late came to the spot of that catch.
To the 41. 21-yard catch and run by Jerry Porter.
Watch this thread job, though, by Meyer. Talk about accurate. Where are you going to throw that? See, there was contact. That was definitely done. He was definitely down.
But
So
blow the whistle.
Good call by our officials.
But blow the whistle.
Well, just because we couldn't hear it doesn't mean they did. It was a low tweet.
Very low. We're at the 2-minute.
CBS Movies kind of sounds like Rick Meyer's career. Became a hero at Notre Dame, then kind of disappeared. And we're trying to see right now if, for Bill Callahan and the Raiders, Rick Meyer is going to be found again.
Raiders have 2 timeouts. 1st and 10 from the Denver 41. Empty backfield. He's got 3 receivers deployed. Meyer has to scramble, has to get to the 32, and hits the deck. Brought down by Hayward and Fadafehi. A loss in the play of a yard. Touchdown pass to Sharp. Touchdown run by Portis. The Denver Broncos. A safety and 2 field goals for Oakland. 2nd down, 11. Outside it goes. Almost picked up by Middlebrooks. Deflected, incomplete. 3rd and 11 coming up.
Almost intercepted by Middlebrooks and Herndon.
Right, yeah, 2 of them.
I was just getting ready to say, too, Rick Meyer, this is probably the strength of his game right now, is what he can do in executing late in the game. But right there was a what do you say, ill-advised effort there by Rick Meyer, because Jerry Rice was almost triple covered there in that zone.
By the way, Middlebrooks has never intercepted a pass in his NFL career. He's in his 3rd campaign. 3rd down, 11.
So he's saying he's due?
He is very due. 42-yard line. 5 in the secondary for the Denver Broncos. As Meyer sets, and it's batted down. It may have been Bertrand Berry or Fadafehi, one or the other. They came up the middle and knocked it away. A couple of guys signed off the street by the Broncos over the last couple years.
Yeah, Fadafehi is number 68 here, lines up at the right end position, and if he didn't block this, he caught a cramp or did a funny dance celebrating. So he just gets his hand up and knocks that thing down. And you know, I prefer to think of this defense as extremely disciplined and very, very run by Cowher, the defensive coordinator, not a group of guys that, hey, nobody wanted.
He's going to try to get the end-over-end punt in is Leckler, and what a great knuckleball at the 3-yard line. Did you see the way that ball was coming down on his foot?
If you look at the way he drops that ball, Shane Leckler refers to that as his rugby kick. Normally you would drop a football to punt it almost flat straight down. Watch how he drops his ball with the point at the ground. That's a rugby kick, because that ball is going to instantly go up in the air and go end over end, but be spinning backwards. So it's going to bite, kind of like a golf ball would.
Yeah.
When it hits a green, you see that bite action. It kind of sucks back. It bites and sucks back away from the goal line.
He is the #1 punter in gross and the #1 punter in in the NFL. I don't think I've ever seen the same guy have both titles.
And when you're 3-8 like the Raiders are, what your punter's doing is really important.
From the 3-yard line, first down and 10 for Jake Plummer. He's got Portis in the backfield, and the handoff goes to Portis. Salam is now playing the left tackle, and he's right into the teeth of the Raider defense. Brayton was there up to the 7, gain of 5. The next halftime report is a timeout Monday night in September. Here's a 2nd and 5 after Oakland's second timeout. Each team with 1 remaining. 7-yard line. Jones in motion. 2 tight ends with Ape and Carswell, and the tackle is made by Barton. Gain of a yard to the 8.
Now the #1 goal here is obviously to get the first down and keep this thing going. 1 minute and 6 seconds now left to go in the second quarter. But for Jason Elam to get anywhere near his season long, they got to get the ball all the way down about the 33-yard line.
Be at the 9-yard line of Denver. 2 tight ends, Hape and Carswell.
Still not much from Rod Smith, Kevin.
5 in the secondary for the Oakland Raiders. Here comes Portis into the grasp of Bromell. A gain of 2. 4th down, they got a punt. But the Raiders cannot stop the clock. We're under a minute to play.
But you're going to have some time left. You've got Buchanan here. You've got a very strong-legged kicker. And Janikowski. Remember, there's a rule out there, folks, that you can kick in this situation. You can call a fair catch and then get a free kick.
Plummer is still on the field. It is 4th down and 2 from the 11, and Noor.
Well, they're letting it go all the way down.
Right,
and
Noor
call
has
the
not
timeout.
come out, as you can see. He has had 1 blocked today. Now the timeout's empty on both sides. There are a lot of good games today in the NFL. In the next halftime report, we'll cover those.
This kind of weather condition, you would say you've got to kick this to the receiver.
Right.
The ball's wet, the field's kind of funky and slippery. Get it to him, maybe you can get a turnover. But I think keeping in mind that fair catch and free kick deal, don't kick it to him. Get it out of bounds. Get it down the field and out of bounds.
Last time they were here, O.J. Santiago blocked one, which went out of the end zone for a safety to begin the game. Noor gets it away down the middle. Good punt. Buchanan at the 38-yard line. Chased by Burns and grabbed by Keith Burns as he crosses midfield. A 13-yard return, a 52-yard punt, and a good one by Micah Noor.
We talk about how the target line, or where do you need to get to for Jason Elam, is kind of affected because he's not at 100%. Well, there's nothing wrong with Sebastian Janikowski. You see, he's already made a 46 and a 48, and he has got to get, I think, about the 35-yard line. I think his range today is going to be about 52. It was strong as you saw that last. Remember the one from 48 yards? Looked like he could have been good by about 55 the way he drilled it. And whatever wind there is going with the Raiders at their back.
1st and 10, 49 of Denver. All kinds of guys in the secondary. A 3-man rush, and Meyer watches it drop by Porter at the 28. 2nd down and 10. 6 seconds in the first half. No timeouts.
See, now the difference between a Rick Meyer and a Rich Gannon at this point, they'd both be disappointed, but Rich Gannon would do a little filet to Porter. He'd be eating on somebody right now. He'd be screaming and yelling and going crazy, but that's not the kind of personality that Rick Meyer has. Is Gannon sitting on the sideline watching this thing on IR with that bad shoulder.
6 in the secondary. 2nd down and 10. Meyer going deep. Jump ball, caught and dropped. It looked like Teo Johnson was going to come down with it, but it was at about the 1-yard line.
Either way, it'd just be nice stats.
Right. But he wasn't deep enough. But watch 82,
well,
Teo Johnson.
Why not throw the jump ball to the power forward?
Yeah.
Out of Stanford. Played basketball at Stanford. Was a heck of a basketball player. Was a wide receiver.
We're at halftime.
In the back of their mind, they've got to still be kind of haunted by those 2 years they had it with Marty Schottenheimer in 95 and 97, where they had home field advantage and they got knocked off both times.
Through 30 minutes of football, here are some of the numbers for Denver and Oakland.
No real surprise that rushing has been really the keynote of this entire first half. I think what really surprised me more than anything else was the job that the Raiders defense has done on the passing game of the Broncos.
Mike Enola kicks it off. Second half is away. Gabriel from the 5 and brought down by Scott Turner. A 22-yard return. Turner used to play for San Diego and the Washington Redskins. Offensive leaders for the Raiders.
Well, in those numbers of Rick Myers, though, he has completions of 21, 22, and 21 yards. So he's getting them in chunks when he gets them. And Tyrone Wheatley, most of those yards came on that one big run you see there on the videotape where he just abused the Denver defense as they refused to try to tackle him. And Jerry Rice so far has got 0 catches, and Tim Brown that 1 for 22.
Garner opens up in the backfield, and the slot is Porter. 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Kelly Herndon comes and snuffs him out, and loss of a yard inside the 25.
Yeah, you talk about this defense for Denver being ranked number 2. It's a stat thing. I mean, I really don't care where you're ranked. I'll use the analogy of the Kansas City Chiefs again. And the Kansas City Chiefs defense is ranked, what, 24th? 23rd in the league, but they've made the big plays and gotten the big turnovers. The Denver defense has nice numbers. They have not produced the big turnovers like a lot of other good defenses have in the league, though.
Second down, 11 from the 25 of Oakland. Caught by Rice. Weaves his way upfield, brought down by Sykes. 46-yard line, 21-yard gain, and the 41-year-old out of Mississippi Valley State catching his 268th consecutive game pass.
And his 1,501 as a receiver. And what a great, see his head and shoulders kind of jolt back. Rick Meyer had to fit that into a shoebox window. And when he did, that thing had a lot of pepper on it.
4-3-4 Denver defense, 46, 1st and 10 Meyer. Here they come. Bertrand Berry forces a wobbly out of bounds pass. And it's incomplete.
Second down.
That ball was not only past the line of scrimmage, he was out of the pocket when he threw it. So the crowd here wanted a grounding. So here's a defensive end from Barry coming up here with the pressure on the outside, and Rick Meyer's face, like we talked about a few times today. Good discipline staying inside, being held, but still gets the contain. Meyer has had 3 passes now of 21 yards.
5 in the secondary. Second down and 10. And looked like Al Wilson got it. The Broncos have gotten the game's first turnover. And Al Wilson and Donnie Sprague there at the bottom of the pile.
Well, no sooner did you mention the fact that they haven't gotten the turnovers for the Denver defense, and you haven't made the big plays. Denver's defense makes a big play with the help of Tyrone Wheatley. Helmet put directly on the ball. I mean, we're talking right on the ball. Caused that turnover. See the helmet on the ball? What a great job by Nick Ferguson coming in there and just splattering that ball right out of Tyrone Wheatley's hands.
So Wheatley the fumble, 45 of Oakland, 1st and 10 for Jake Plummer. Top of the screen, Shannon Sharp. Fake to Portis. Here comes Johnson on the blitz, and Tim Johnson forces the incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. It is a piecemeal defense with all the injuries.
You get a big play the other way. What do? You try to get your own big play. Chuck Bresnahan brought the blitz. And when he does, he brings Tim Johnson. And it's not really a complete delay blitz, but there's a little hesitation by Tim Johnson. He'll be coming right out of this side of the screen a little bit late. See, he's the 2nd linebacker. The 1st linebacker is Harris. It leaves nobody to pick up Tim Johnson. Good, clean, aggressive play by Johnson, splattering a little bit of dirt on Jake's helmet and ruining that play for Broncos.
Receivers are Smith and Lee, 45-yard line. 2nd down and 10. Clinton Portis grabbed by Barton and down to the 41 with the gain of about 4.5 on the play.
Persistent with their running game, and he's not in there right now. That says to me, with an empty backfield, here comes the pass gets down the field. Delta McCaffrey.
Delta O'Neal is in the game. 41-yard line. Third down. And a pass intended for O'Neal. He was covered by Barton. Incomplete. It's fourth down, and Denver has got a punt. Pressure from Lorenzo Bromell on the quarterback, Jake Plummer.
Hands doghouse. You're lucky you're on the field anywhere.
It's a good. Philip Buchanan awaits the punt from Micah Norr. Good hang time. They're going to let this drop into the end zone. Back with a 40-yard punt by Micah Norr. Broncos on top. With Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, a touchdown pass by Plummer to Sharp, a touchdown run by Portis, a couple field goals by Janikowski. That's been the scoring. Denver could not cash in on the fumble by Wheatley. After the punt, touchback to the 20, 1st and 10. Garner hits by Ferguson, then is pushed out of bounds by Walls. Loss of 4. Back to about the 16. Monday on the Late Show. Rick Meyer facing 2nd down and 14. He is the 3rd different Raider quarterback this season. Dumps it outside, caught by Garner, touched by Walls, and brought down by Spragan. Gain of 6 to the 22.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I guess, concern or worry or questions about whether or not a guy like Jerry Rice is going to come back next year. You know, is Tim Brown going to play next year? Jerry Porter, how's the receiving core? Keep your eye on Jerry Rice during his football game. If you can tell me they don't constantly think about him and stopping Jerry Rice, and you see the 2 numbers of these 2 future Hall of Famers, but I mean, Jerry Rice, they allow, he's trying to stop him.
6 in the secondary, 2 linebackers, 3rd down and 8, and Meyer just throws it away. Incomplete.
See, I mean, 3rd all-time, Tim Brown at 1,057, Jerry Rice now at 1,501 after that catch today. The yards difference, 8,000 almost yards difference between the 2, not to mention the touchdowns. And, you know, Rick Meyer going right. I feed Jerry Rice. He's a weapon. I make them stop me from getting the ball to Jerry Rice.
Like punt, Delta O'Neal back at about the 30. Rush came on. Brandon was there, couldn't get it. O'Neal, 26-yard line. He does have a punt return for a touchdown this year.
Block in the back.
Ronald Curry knocks him out of bounds. Flags all over the field.
It was a clip by Chris Hetherington. Right now, like I said, same thing. Wasn't the referee this time, but you can do it in front of God and country. Don't do it right in front of the official.
Special
and I
teams.
mean right in front of the official.
How about the special teams for both Denver and Oakland last week?
During the return, illegal block in the back, above the waist, number 42, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Timeout.
Cal Berkeley campus.
Yeah, 2nd best UC school in the state, huh? Next to UCLA.
27-yard line after the punt by Oakland. Play action on 1st and 10. Lobs it to Carswell. Lumbering ahead. Brought down by Charles Woodson. Flag is down. Gain to the 37. As it stands now, a pickup of 9. Another flag comes in.
And Shannon Sharp going quickly back to the huddle. Had that kind of Bart Simpson look on his face. I didn't do it. Wasn't me.
Holding during the run, number 84, offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat 1st down.
And Carswell's the 1 tight end. He's looking for a block from his other tight end. Look at Sharp working there on Dorsett. Gets that right shoulder and yanks it and grabs it down onto the ground. And again, there's a official to his left, an official to his right, and an official right behind him. And that caused the triumvirate of flags.
It is a spot foul. 1st and 16 back at the Denver 23. This is Portis missing his Dorsett. There he goes, busting free. Asamoah from behind gets him down. 1st down. A gallop of 30 yards midfield. And they move the chains again. And Portis is over 100 yards on the day, 107 with 22 carries.
You talk about the speed of Clinton Portis. I want to talk about the power of Clinton Portis. That's why you can't arm tackle Clinton Portis. That's why he doesn't go down with the first, second, third, or fourth effort. Last week, he knocked Brian Urlacher out. Now, Urlacher was a little off balance, but that power that comes out of those legs, along with that speed, is awesome for Portis.
Two tight ends, Carswell, Sharp, in tight, 49 of Oakland, 1st and 10. Portis again, a block by Sharp. Dorsett got him this time. Flag is thrown, 49-yard line.
That'd be a hold against the Broncos, Kev. That's a hold against the Broncos inside. You know, you look at this team inside, the Broncos do a lot of position blocking and quick turning and grabbing, and the officials see that sometimes, and the hands are outside. It's an easy flag.
Holding number 66. Offense. 10 yards. Repeat first down.
Even if it's not holding, an umpire standing back there look at Nayland and go, you couldn't possibly do that. That's got to be holding.
1st and 20, 41-yard line. Delta O'Neal among 5 receivers for Plummer. Outside O'Neal, caught by Charles Woodson. Rolled down at the 43 on a gain of about 3 yards. Woodson smelled it out. Which of these AFC teams will be playing in the Super Bowl in Houston?
If I knew that, I could make a fortune. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think you do now. 2nd down, 17 and 43. O'Neal remains in there. 5 receivers. Sharp back to block for Plummer. Here comes Cooper. Here comes Bromell. There goes Plummer. Caught by McCaffrey. Lunging close to a first down. He's at midfield. Whacked by Harris. Gain of 6, but shy by about a yard of a first.
You talk about veteran awareness. He did reaching forward with the ball to try to get that first down.
Well, he's 11 shy. I misspoke. So it's 3rd down and 11. Midfield. 5 receivers. And it's Plummer knocked down and almost on McCarron intercepted. Bromell got in the way of the pass. They got a punt nonetheless.
Quarterbacks in this league, even the Bledsoes, the 6'5", 6'6" quarterbacks, get passes knocked down because they're throwing through arms and around heads.
Micah Nord to punt. Philip Buchanan lets it bounce at the goal line, and it trickles into the end zone. 50-yard punt. No flags on the field.
But a 30-yard net, less than that.
Yes. That's where we stand. Denver just punted. Oakland on the touchback from the 21st and 10. Wheatley in the backfield. And Meyer to the air. And incomplete coverage by Jimmy Spencer on Jerry Rice at the 30-yard line. Incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. Next Sunday, the NFL on CBS.
How many great games are there next week on CBS? Wow.
2nd down and 10 off of somebody's helmet. Ricochet is incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Let's go to our studios in New York and Jim Nance. Thank you, Jim. Hasselback, Randy, fired 5 touchdown passes last week in Baltimore.
Butch Davis's football team looks absolutely dumbfounded and confused.
3rd down and 10. Meyer outside. Hayward on that line was guarding Teo Johnson. He got a punt. 4th down.
Yeah, the first reaction is, what in the heck is a guy like Reggie Hayward, a defensive lineman, doing out there in the coverage? But, you know, you get some of these zone blitzes now. You end up blitzing a linebacker on the outside, and you drop a defensive end into coverage. And Denver got away with a gamble with that one.
Leckler to punt. And Delta O'Neal is back. He'll retrieve it at the 34, 35-yard line. Hit by Eric Johnson. No flag.
Some returners just manage to run to the nearest tackler, you know?
Gosh. All right, Oakland just punted. It is 1st and 10 for the Broncos at the 37-yard line. Hape in the backfield, and Portis with the run. Brought down by Harris. He was hit also by Barton. Nice play. Tonight on CBS is a night of great holiday entertainment. 20 years ago, he became a hero, then disappeared. Now a mysterious stranger just might make his family's wish of finding him come true. Peter Falk and Valerie Bertinelli star in a world premiere holiday movie, Finding John Christmas. It's tonight, 9/8 Central here on CBS. Second down, 12. Denver 30-yard line. Drones in motion. Plummer to throw. Good block with the blitz on. The pass incomplete for Smith. Covered by Charles Woodson. It's 3rd and 12. Smith has not caught a pass since.
Low and away, but with the coverage by Rod Woodson, he gave Jake Plummer nowhere else to try to fit that ball.
We got to get to the 47. 3rd and 12. Bronco 35. 6 in the secondary for the Oakland Raiders. Portis in the backfield. Salam with the block at left tackle. Dumping it off to Portis. One-on-one with Bart. Triple teamed and brought down. All kinds of defenders there, including Dorsett and Charles Woodson. Gain of 7 enough. They got a punt. So 3 second-half Denver possessions. This will be their 3rd consecutive punt coming up.
Yeah, this game is going to start feeling eerily realistically, and they're having some dominant moments here, but this Raider team hanging and hanging, and it's a team built to beat you late. Broncos are not strong late.
Mike Anor, the punt. He's had one blocked today by O.J. Santiago, which went to the end zone for a safety. And here comes Philip Buchanan. Finds a lane. Now if he can only keep on his helmet, Drones makes the tackle. Last week he had a big return against Kansas City, took off the helmet, and they basically wiped it away. 36-yard punt, 36-yard return.
Reuben Drones had him zeroed in the whole way, but here's the field position, Oakland. Do something with it.
Raiders will start at the Denver 41.
I said here's the field position, take advantage of it. Last year they took advantage of getting the ball in opponent's territory. This year, one of their major flaws.
Wheatley in the backfield. He has fumbled today. Crockett will join him. 1st and 10. End around. Albus Whitted. Boy, was that played beautifully by linebacker Donnie Sprague, a loss of 7 and back to the 49.
Oh, Sprague played out of Stanford University. Look at him come up top. Never gets fooled by the action going away. Saw Whitted coming back the other way. Got up, kept contained. Excellent tackle on a bad surface, and a Bay Area guy who spent some serious dollars on tickets today makes it all worthwhile.
2nd down, 17. They got to get to the 31. Garner is in the backfield. Meyer, short drop. Quick throw, caught by the rookie out of Stanford, Teo Johnson. He was tackled by another Cardinal, Sprague. Gain of 7 to the 41. 3rd down.
Well, the last 3 times this Raider team has got
3rd and 10. Garner in the backfield. 5 in the secondary. Meyer under Barry Roberts. Quick hitter caught by Garner. He tumbles ahead to the 32, shy of a 1st down by about a yard. A gain of 9 on 3rd and 10. What do you do on 4th and 1?
4th and 1, if I'm Oakland, I can make my pick and kick it with Janikowski and make it, but with Zach Crockett back there, I'd go for it. And Sprague makes himself another play, his 5th tackle of the day, saves that 1st down.
Langston Walker will come in on the offensive line.
Concentrate on Zach Crockett, Kevin, number 32, lining up right there behind Hetherington, the fullback.
4th and 1 at the 32. They got to get to the 31. Crockett diving, carving, 1st down. Oakland Raiders on a gain of 4 over the middle.
You know, it's much like a John Smoltz fastball. You're up there in the 9th inning, and you know you're getting nothing but heat. And you're the Denver defense, and it's 4th and short, and you know you're getting nothing but Zach Crockett. Well, you can't do anything with either of them.
This is Denver's. So their defense, the deepest they have allowed the Raiders into their territory today.
I'll bring back the Jerry Rice subject. You need Jerry Rice to be making plays in these situations.
Somebody moved, but it might have been Langston Walker, who is now playing a tackle eligible on the right side.
66 offense, 5 yards. Still 1st down.
So looks spoken like a guy who knows what he's talking about.
You know, a guy is 6'6", 340. He's a lot more comfortable in a phone booth where he doesn't have to worry about moving around too much.
1st and 15. Wheatley in the backfield. Here comes Meyer shuffling out of the pocket. A sidearm delivery dropped by Wheatley. The coverage by Sprague. It'll be 2nd down and 15. They got to get to the 19-yard line.
You know, this offense in 1 year has gone from, you remember when you were a kid, Halloween and scary haunted houses and scary costumes actually really brought fear into your heart. Well, NFL defenses used to have fear in their heart about this team. Well, everybody's grown up and they're not afraid of Halloween or costumes or the Raiders offense anymore.
5 in the secondary, 4 on the line, 2 linebackers for Denver. 2nd and 15. Wheatley in the backfield. Flag is thrown. They'll blow that dead in mid-motion.
And one of the reasons they're not afraid of the Raiders anymore, the Raiders are continually stopping themselves. You don't have to worry about stopping them.
False start, 72, offense, 5 yards, still second down.
That's a 7th penalty on this team.
And it's the difference. I mean, Bill Callahan's football team didn't have all these injuries and did.
5 defensive backs, 2nd down and 20 with the penalty at the 39 of Denver. Empty backfield, 4 receivers, including Wheatley. Here they come, and down he goes. Reggie Hayward comes shooting through, and for Hayward, his 7th sack of the season.
2002, the best team in the NFL. If you gave the ball in your own territory to the Oakland Raider offense, they were going to score. This year, one of the worst teams in the NFL. Slight detail here, folks. Nobody even breathes. I mean, nobody even attempts to look at Reggie Hayward. Nobody blocks him. That's not the quarterback's fault. That's either a bad line decision or a poor scheme.
That is the 2nd sack he's had in the last 6 games as Charlie Garner on 3rd down and 30. Eats up a little bit. He's to the 37-yard line. Spragan was there among others. A 13-yard gain. Now 4th down and about 18 to go.
Well, you're looking at about a 53, 54-yard field goal if you try to with Janikowski. With Shane Lechler and his rugby-style drop and rugby-style kick, you're much better off letting Lechler kill this thing inside the 10-yard line. Ask your defense to get you better field position. Remember, there's not much wind, Kevin, so it's not really the issue. Watch the drop.
Lechler will have that end-over-end kick with some English on it, and it will not hold. Into the end zone is O.J. Santiago. Chased it in, 37-yard boot back to the 20. And the 3rd consecutive Oakland punt.
Great a waste.
2 tight ends, Hape and Carswell. Drones in motion, 20-yard line. After the Oakland punt, 1st and 10. Portis, who has the touchdown run today, gobbled up by Cooper for the 24 and a gain of the other Denver score. A touchdown pass by
Plum and Witham, and at that time, at the same time, that was not an era of that kind of rampant excess. It wasn't that bad everywhere. I guess it was that bad in New York.
24-yard line, 2nd down and 6. Meyer now playing left tackle. They dump it off to Sharp. He's got a 1st down, and with bad ribs, he is chased out of play by Dorsett. It's a 20-yard catch and run by one of the best ever to play the position, Shannon Sharp.
And the best part about this for me is you look at Sharp coming out of the left tight end position and crossing. The ball is tipped. If you see the action of the ball as it gets to Sharp, the ball is kind of elevated into the air and just tipped a little bit. And Sharp does a nice job of concentrating. And, you know, you talk about a guy that, you know, possibly in his last year, he's very coy about it, but he's still right up there. I mean, Jeremy Shockey has more catches, but he's got a touchdown today and a couple other key grabs.
1st and 10, 44. Nothing doing there. Up the middle, it was plugged by Rod Coleman. No gain, 2nd down and 10.
And the
Raiders have only gotten a couple field goals and a safety. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. And the Denver Broncos in desperate need of a win on top of the Raiders, 14-8. We'll return to Oakland right after this message and a word from your local CBS station. 11 from the 43 for Jake Plummer and the Denver Broncos. The pitch out to O'Neal. Deltha O'Neal. Chase from behind. Chris Cooper had a hand on him. They also got him with Tyler Brayton. No gain on the play. You can see the 4th quarter Not been very good for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier they have got the biggest scoring differential in the NFL, plus 42 in the first quarter. They have the next to last in the fourth quarter as far as differential. They flip it around almost the exact opposite at about minus 39 points in the fourth quarter. It's been a sorry effort in the fourth quarter finishing games for the Broncos, and if you're the Raiders and you know that, you keep the pressure on late regardless of the score.
5 in the secondary for Oakland. 3rd and 11. Broncos have got to get down to the 46 and a timeout taken by Jake Plummer, who has thrown a Denver timeout. 3rd and 11 at their own 43. Where have been the Denver receivers today?
I think that's the major flaw in this offense this year. Injuries to McCaffrey, injuries to the quarterbacks. The receivers have never gotten off the dime.
Nickel secondary. Plummer throws, caught by McCaffrey, dances by Harris, brought down by Buchanan, and flag is down, shy of a first down by a yard, gain of 10. Flag is back at the 35. It's against Oakland. Maybe a late hit on Plummer, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's Woodson against Plummer late.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 24 defense, a forearm across the face. 15 yards, first down.
Undisciplined. They may be out of control.
There's Woodson hiding behind the right defensive end. Brayton right here coming this way, going at Jake Plummer. Watch his forearm. Oh, well, how about forearm to the chest that looked like it hit him in the head.
Broncos have lost 4 of their last 5. 5 of their last 7. Raiders have lost 4 games and 6 of their last 7 games over the last month. It is a 1st and 10, 33, Denver and Oakland territory. Haight in motion. Plummer with the pressure on. Brayton held him. There's the throw. Flag thrown. Charles Woodson trying to guard Rod Smith.
It's going to be pass interference against Woodson working on Rod Smith.
Pass interference, 24 defense, first down.
Generally, that's sort of anything. I don't like either one of those last 2 calls, both on Woodson. Neither one of them were penalties.
In essence, a 19-yard penalty, 14 of Oakland, and 10 Portis. And brought down by Tim Johnson, the linebacker, after a gain of 2.
Yeah, head going, what the heck was that? That was good defense. See, and I agree.
2nd down and 8, 12-yard line. Here's Plummer on the fake. Bromell it out. The throw intercepted. It's picked off by Asamoah, the rookie from Cal. That is his first career NFL interception. Or was it Buchanan? Was Buchanan the one that got it?
Yeah, it was Buchanan.
Philip Buchanan with the interception.
Ill-advised, on his heels, into coverage. Bad pass.
After the Philip Buchanan interception, the 2-yard line, 1st and 10, Wheatley. Hit by Herndon, knocked off balance as he crosses the 5, gets a gain of 6 up to about the 7.
Nice film study and preparation by Philip Buchanan. Here's Lilly, here's Buchanan. Watch Lilly run his route, but watch Buchanan the whole way and how he reacts. He studied the Broncos. He knows this formation, they love to go to the backside slot, and he starts accelerating to cut that pass off even before Jake Plummer thought he was going to throw it. That was some defense.
Garner in the backfield, 8-yard line, 2nd down and 4. Outside, Garner. Brought down by Nick Ferguson. The ex-Jet, loss of a yard.
You know, the Broncos in the red zone this year, if you want a real positive, one thing they've done very well is when they get in the red zone, they take advantage and score points. I mean, they usually get in there and score. You see Jake Plummer conferring there with Pat McPherson, the quarterback coach for the Broncos, and that is a gigantic gaffe for Jake Plummer.
3rd and 5 from the 7. Looking for Porter, cracked by Ferguson, and he's got the first down near the 18-yard line. A gain of 13 yards on the play to Jerry Porter.
You know, that's the reality of life for an Oakland Raider receiver. If you can't get downfield, you're going to take these big hits. Nice audio work right there in front of the parab mic. Just whoo.
Breathing space down to the 20-yard line.
But if you can't get on the field and you don't have the speed to get long, DBs have that chance to load on you.
Ridley on 1st and 10. There goes a flag.
Before the ball is snapped, false start. 6-5, offense, 5 yards. Still first down.
That's Bear brought in. One receiver is Brown. 15-yard line, 1st and 15 for Rick Meyer. Tyrone Wheatley. Oh, look at him find an opening. Flag has been thrown. Kenoy Kennedy knocks him out of bounds at the 40 as it stands now. A gain of 25, but it should be against the Raiders.
Yeah, thrown by the umpire.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Defensive holding.
Yes. Even the Raiders were back there thinking it was on them again.
I don't blame them.
They've had 10 whistled on them this afternoon.
That usually happens inside when a defensive lineman grabs a center or guard to prevent him from getting off on a block.
Holding, number 90, defense, 5 yards, added to the end of the run. First down.
It's against Darius Holland working against Barrett Robbins, the center of the Raiders. Watch the holding right here. As Robbins tries to escape to the second level, Holland grabs him. See him grab the shoulder and pull him so he can't get away. Great call by Chad Brown, the umpire.
45-yard line, 1st and 10, Garner. Running outside, hit by Lenny Walls, driven out of bounds, 42, a loss of 2 on the play. To New York in Jim Nantz.
All right, in the end zone. Let's go back to you.
Boy, and Green has not thrown many interceptions at all. Kansas City #1 in that division. Best in the NFL at 10-1. That's Green's first interception thrown here in Oakland back in the mid-October 20th game against the Raiders. 2nd down and 12. And not a lot of running room as Spragan makes the stop. And it's Wheatley who is over 80 yards and a gain of 5 right there. Noon and evening here on CBS. 3rd down and 7. They've got to get to the 45. Crockett in the backfield. Meyer throws, and it's caught by Porter and fumbled and recovered by the Raiders at the 32-yard line.
No, the Raiders have it. The Broncos think they have it. But the last player to have his hands on the ball was a Raider.
I think Teo Johnson, the rookie tight end. Oh, they say Denver got the ball. And that is a turnover. Didn't it look like the Raiders had that ball?
Absolutely. Porter drops this ball. I mean, nice pass by Meyer. Gets it in there. Coming from the backside. What a nice job by Lenny Walls punching that thing out. But look, Teo Johnson right there, 82. That ball is clearly underneath Teo Johnson. It must have been ripped out. There's Johnson, 82, watching the play. Ball is punched out by Lenny Walls. And there's Teo Johnson right there. He's on it. He has it. That ball must have been ripped out. I can't see how Teo Johnson didn't get that ball.
Well, the Raiders have thrown the challenge flag out onto the field.
Now, this is going to be an almost impossible thing to review because remember, you're talking about, you know, does he have it here? Well, yeah, it looks like he has it here, but by the time they got to it, he didn't have the ball.
Fumble recovery is not challengeable.
Not reviewable.
With a look at Al Davis.
Remember, in light of what's going on in San Diego, with a Denver loss and a Kansas City win, the Chiefs clinch the AFC West.
Look out for the blitz from Johnson, 32-yard line, 1st and 10, Clinton Portis. Brought down by Harris and Johnson as he slides his way for a 1st down to the 47, gain of 15 yards.
You know, if you're going to bring the blitz, it's always a good idea as you're running by him to get the guy with the ball. See, Napoleon Harris is being blocked and blocked extremely effectively by Matt Lepsis, 78. That made that play. Big blitz onside. Portis cuts backside, and Lepsis gets the key block, opening up the Bronco running back.
Look at his day. 27 for 123 for Portis, 47 line, 1st and 10. Quentin Griffin out of Oklahoma with the gain of 3. Stumbling
is to get the ball in this situation, drive down the field, and get points, get touchdown, go up 21-8. That can be a defining moment.
Sharp is one of the tight ends. 2nd down, 7 from midfield. Jones becomes a receiver at the bottom of your screen. Portis again playing with the bad heel and busting free in downfield. Tripped up by Asamoah and Charles Woodson. He's inside the 25. Bursting for 26 yards, another Denver first down.
Well, if you're looking for a defining moment, give the ball to a defining player. Clinton Portis is through the front 7 and into the 3rd level, which is the defensive backfield, before the Oakland Raider defense has a chance to even know he's there. That was excellent blocking on that right side by Lepsis again and Dan Neal, and unbelievable acceleration by Portis.
Salam is the left tackle, 24-yard line of Oakland. It is 1st and 10. Portis again steamrolls his way into Barton. The tackle made at about the 20-yard line. Harris there as well. And it is a gain of 5. And on the day, a season-high 154 yards for Portis.
Now you're back into the red zone again. Dumb things would be to try to be cute here and do something unique. Be very ununique. Keep giving it to Portis.
19-yard line, 2nd down and 5. Clinton Portis tripped up by Eric Johnson. Tackled at about the 13-yard line, and he is close to a first down.
It is a first down. That was.
Yep, they move it.
I mean, this Raiders defense has had trouble stopping the run in the past. They've had trouble stopping this run today. This is just a pure challenge with less moving under 6 minutes to play between Mike Shanahan, his offensive line, and one of the league's marquee backs. Take this game over and get the Broncos a win is their message.
14-yard line, 1st and 10, 2 tight ends. Finds a hole, chased by Eric Johnson, belted by Charles Woodson. He's to the 10, gain of 3. Clock continues to tick.
That was excellent tackling by Charles Woodson. You know, that was a little bit of, payback for the calls that were called on him earlier. That was just sort of okay, throw a flag on that.
6 consecutive runs on this drive by Denver. Down to the 10. 2nd down and 7. 2 tight ends remain, including Sharp. That's the side that Portis runs on over Neal. Submarines past the 5. Brought down by Brayton, close to a first down.
It's going to be just short of a first down, too, Kevin. Nice, aggressive football. Set you up in position not only for a possible touchdown. Remember, here in the red zone area, you're up by 6 points right now. You kick a field goal here, you'll be up by 9. That leaves you up by 2 scores.
4-yard line, 3rd and inches. They've run about 4.5 minutes off the clock.
Portis has run 4.5 minutes off the clock.
Well said. Plummer with the quarterback keeper in the first down to about the 2. That's a gain of 3.
You take a look at, what's been going on around the league today and some of the scores we've seen. Here's the updated playoff picture in the AFC. Kansas City at 10-1. Denver trying to keep track, really, with Baltimore and Indianapolis and Miami. Remember, next week, Miami, off that great Thanksgiving game on CBS last Thursday, goes to New England, now sitting at 10-2.
1st and goal at the 2. Rod Smith in the game. Portis remains with Jones in the backfield. Clinton Portis. He was hit by Napoleon Harris and may have gotten a half-yard, but nothing more. 2nd down and goal. Clock continues to tick. Timeouts, Denver 2, Oakland with 3.
It's like the old Animal House fraternity initiation in the bad guys frat where they were getting the wax on the backside.
Delta House?
Delta House. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's sort of what the Broncos are doing right now, turning around, giving the ball to Clinton, bang up there into the defense of the Oakland Raiders, and 9 plays, 66 yards, and they get in the huddle and say, thank you, sir. May I have another?
Smith remains a wide receiver. 2nd down, goal at the 1. Jones the lead, Portis the dive, and it is a touchdown, the 2nd today by Clinton Portis. He has had 2 one-yard touchdown plunges today.
Last week, Denver ran for 200 yards, didn't turn the ball over, and lost the game. They're on their way to doing the same thing. They've turned the ball over. They're going to run for over 200 yards, but Clinton Portis and this offense have had themselves a defining moment. Now it's up to the Denver defense to follow up on that moment.
Broncos began the season 4-0, but they have gone 2-5 since.
Denver.
After the Portis one-yard touchdown run, they were lining up for the extra point. They're going to go for 2.
Whether you're ahead by 12 or 13 doesn't matter. You want to get ahead by 2 scores, 2 touchdowns, 14 points. That's why you go for 2.
Portis. And
he's over.
Looks like he's in. He is. He laid on top of a guy and squirmed in with some pushing by Tyler Brayton afterwards. They get the 2 with Portis doing it all today. A terrific corkscrew move by Clinton Portis to get in for 2.
A little squirming Herman.
And a 2-point conversion, 169 rushing yards. What a day as the rain continues to fall here in Oakland. The Broncos trying to sweep the season series against the Raiders. They won earlier in Denver. Kickoff by Noor. Gabriel at about the 14-yard line. Brought down by Sam Brandon with one of the initial hits. 17-yard return to about the 1-yard line. And for those of you expecting to see 60 Minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS in the game between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. Kevin Harlan alongside Randy Cross. It's Denver 22-8 over the Raiders. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast, where it will be seen at its normally scheduled time. 1st and 10, 31-yard line outside. Charlie Garner shoved out of play by Ferguson. 37-yard line, gain of 6. Busy day with Shannon Sharp getting that touchdown pass right there, his 8th of the season. Clinton Portis with the 1-yard touchdown run, and then moments ago he got his 2nd after he was the guy who authored a good-looking Denver drive and a 2-point conversion by Portis as well. 2nd down and 4. Hicksmeyer to the side. Rice coverage by Walls, and he has a gain of 5 and a 1st down. Oakland, 3 timeouts remaining.
I was here for that last game that they got shut down by that great Baltimore defense back in 2000 in the AFC Championship game. And say, I really think the use of the wide receivers in this offense.
42-yard line, 1st and 10. Porter across the middle. It's Spragan close to a 1st down near the 48 and a flag.
Holding on Lincoln Kennedy.
Yep.
What was really, he wasn't going to let his guy hit Rick Meyer.
Right.
That's the kind of holding penalty an offensive coach will say, okay,
Holding,
I'll take that.
Number
Sure.
72, offense, 10 yards, repeat 1st down.
Now 1st and 20.
So as Hayward lines up at the left defensive end right here, watch him go up and then underneath Lincoln Kennedy, get the edge, and then Kennedy just grab him. Not moving his feet, but he has the presence of mind to grab Hayward and not let him hit his quarterback.
Denver's got 6 in the secondary. 1st and 20. The next play trailed by Ferguson, 39-yard line, gain of 7. And again, the Raiders have the 3 timeouts. With their secondary, 2nd down and 13 for Rick Meyer. Pressure coming from Fatafahi and Price. Incomplete for Rice. Coverage by Jimmy Spencer. Kenoy Kennedy. 3rd and 13 coming up.
Yeah, the amount of production coming out of these wide receivers, 6 catches. And granted, they've Accumulated 99 yards out of those 6 catches, but this used to be an offense that absolutely terrified people with the wide things they could do with their wide receivers. Not anymore. It's all short crossing patterns, nothing down the field.
40-yard line, 3rd and 13. Blitz is on. Here comes Herndon. There goes the pass by Meyer, and it's broken up by Jimmy Spencer, who is a player coach in the NFL. One of the first we've seen about the last 2 or 3 decades in the league, guarding Rice. 4th and 13.
Never looks back till the very last second. Perfect position on Jerry Rice. Ball thrown through, as sort of go back behind it. It's just, there's Coach Jimmy Spencer. Not only has to prepare everybody else in the defensive backfield for the game, also has to prepare himself. Some guys have a hard enough time taking care of themselves.
That's right. 4th and 13 remaining at the 40-yard line. 5 remaining in the secondary for the Broncos. Meyer flushed, chased by Hayward, and throwing by Porter. Was he inbounds?
No.
Out of bounds. Caught it, but caught it out of bounds. So it's a Denver possession on the change of downs.
Well, between Jerry Rice and Jerry Porter, right foot in, left foot just on the edge of the boundary. Watch the left foot. Right foot, left foot, right outside. That was a very good call. He was outside.
So on downs it goes to the Broncos, who are trying to stop a 2-game losing streak here in Oakland, and trying to wash away the effects of a stunning loss last week at home to the Chicago Bears.
Well, Mike Shanahan came in here with a very good record against the Raiders. Former Raider coach himself. 13-4 coming in here as a head coach. About to improve on that.
Oakland is challenging the ruling on the field that it was an incompleted pass.
Concentrate on the left foot. Right foot in. I think left foot's outside.
Timeout. Broncos lead the Raiders 22-8. 2:10 to play in regulation. A driving Raider team, and a throw to Jerry Porter, and it's being challenged by the Raiders. It was ruled out of bounds.
There's basically the boundary. See all this grayish area? That's supposed to be white. You talk about a drive. There's been sort of a driving rain. And that line and that whole big boundary area, it's supposed to make everything so easy to judge, has turned from a white to light gray.
Incompleted forward pass. First down, Denver. Charge Oakland a timeout.
So Oakland has 2 timeouts. I think it was inconclusive. I don't think you could tell that means it reverts to the call on the field.
Because that line was so nondescript, you couldn't tell if it was just inside or on the line. See, if you look at the gray area, right, you can't tell. So if you can't tell and there's nothing definitive, then you can't overrule a call on the field. No, you shouldn't overrule a call on the field.
It appears the Broncos are headed to 7-5, and Oakland to drop to 3-9. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. It's Drones, grabbed by Tim Johnson among others. It takes us to the 2-minute warning. A touchdown pass by Plummer and 2 touchdown runs by Portis, and it's been all Denver. Big day for Clinton Portis, 169 yards on the ground. Just a reminder, 60 Minutes coming up next in its entirety, except for those of you on the West Coast, where it will be seen at its normally scheduled time.
And a follow-up on that Mike Wallace piece you saw part of in the NFL Today with Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence describes the NFL he played in. I know it wasn't the NFL I played in, but.
2nd down and 8. Portis is out. Hape and Drones in the backfield. There are 2 tight ends. Hape is the 3rd. He is in motion. Drones. And brought down by all kinds of Raiders. Drayton, Chris Cooper, Asamoah, gain of a yard. Raiders take a timeout, 1 remaining. The progress took him to the 37. Tonight on 60 Minutes, what did Mike Wallace say to Lawrence Taylor, one of the most fearsome players in football history, that made him cry? That's tonight on 60 Minutes. Then it's TV's most watched new drama, Cold Case, followed by the world premiere holiday Finding John Christmas, starring Peter Falk and Valerie Bertinelli. That's tonight right here on CBS.
You mentioned Christmas. I think all Mike Shanahan wants for Christmas is 10 wins. And with this win against the Oakland Raiders, his team's going to improve to 7-5 and leave 3 games short of that 10-win mark he's set for his team as the mark they have to get to the playoffs. And historically, over the last 10-15 years, it's proven out that you win 10 games, you'll go to the playoffs. In fact, it's only happened twice that a team has won 10 and not made it lately.
3rd down and 7 from the 37. Drones wrapped up by Barton, hit by Tim Johnson, a linebacker. Raiders take a timeout. And of course, this Denver performance comes on the heels of a loss last week and all the Daryl Gardner things that happened midweek with a suspension by Coach Mike Shanahan.
Yeah, but look at this schedule down the road. You talk about your month of December starts out with an all-day sucker, having to go into Kansas City, those Chiefs, to get your 8th win. Wow.
Let's go to our studios in New York and Jim.
Send you back out to Oakland.
All right, thank you. Trent Green used to play for the San Diego Chargers back in the '93 season, so looks like a triumphant game for him. So with the Chiefs on the road to a win and Denver, we're going to put them at 7-5 right now, and that in the hunt is very true.
And that'll put the Chiefs at 11-1.
Now, they've never been 11-1 before. It'll be the first time in the history of their franchise. 4th and 6, and Denver will go for it. Oakland out of timeouts. Drones and Haight, 36-yard line. And chased by Brunell. Fuller goes down at the 40-yard line, and they'll turn it over to the Raiders on downs. Great week of NFL football next Sunday on CBS. We talked about the Kansas City-Denver game. A lot of you will see Miami and New England. And look at the Colts and Tennessee to begin things at 1 Eastern. Cincinnati-Baltimore is a great game.
I've said it before. At NFL Today, where it all starts at 12 o'clock with the boys. You watch Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens, if they get that offense going like it did against the Niners today, they may become the factor team in the AFC.
First and Meyer. Fadafehi knocks the ball free. It's brought in, gathered up by Al Wilson. Another turnover for Denver. They've got 3, and that will close it out. And the Broncos, barring a turnover, will win it.
Just nice chopping motion by Fadafehi on that sack, bringing his arms across the forearm of Meyer and popping that ball loose.
Executive producers of the NFL on CBS, Sean McManus, Petiti, the coordinating director, Larry Cavallina. Today's game produced by Bob Monsbach, directed by Bob Fishman. Coordinating producer of CBS Sports, Harold Bryant. Associate director of today's game, Fred Johnson. Broadcast associate, Jason Ross. Technical manager, Doug Fleetum. The technical director is Dennis Stone. Audio supervisor, Pete Adams. Statistician, Pat McGrath. So that's it. One more play. Denver to 7-5. Oakland dropping to 3-9. You think the Broncos approach this game like it was a playoff game? They had to win it to stay alive.
They've got 4 more playoff games to go, starting with that big one next week in Kansas City.
And the Broncos, with the win, will stop a 3-game road losing streak with this victory. Second down and 11. Plummer goes to a knee through a touchdown pass to Shannon Sharp. Portis had a couple of 1-yard touchdown runs and 169 yards rushing.
You know, basically a personal note here. I want to say A guy like Jerry Rice, and about a guy like Jerry Rice, who's, in my opinion, the greatest football player to ever play in the NFL, bar none. Whatever era, whatever position you want to talk about, you know, Jerry Rice deserves better. The Raiders have had, to put it mildly, a disappointing season. Jerry Rice, 42 years old, still has a lot of good football in him, and I hope we still see Jerry Rice on the football field next year.
So, Jim Nance, a big day for Clinton Portis. Denver with the big win. Let's send it to you in New York.
All right, thank you.